Hello everyone. So first off, regarding the title of this video and the thumbnail, there has been a situation going on, obviously. I really didn't want to make a video regarding drama, but at the same time, if I don't, things might get worse. And I doubt that's in anybody's interest. I also want to clarify, I'm not hating or going after anybody. I'm merely talking and expressing things out loud. I was going to talk about this in a stream, but I want this video to get attention because it's actually really fucking important, and I would rather not get distracted by the chat. Anyways, I'm going to get the show on the road. So first of all, I want to report that me and Rye are no longer friends. He unfriended me without ever explaining why, although I have my speculation as to why he did it. So for those of you who don't know, Rye99 has been involved in a lot of controversy over the years for a variety of reasons. Usually controversy in the correlation of his connections to people, more prominently through his friends. He has often turned people against him because of his rash actions. Now, before I continue on, Rye, if you are watching this, and I really hope you are, because I'm here to warn you at the same time. Trust me, you won't like what happens if you don't take it and make things right. Because if you think this situation is bad now, well, it's going to get a lot worse. Now, as for the drama, I don't intend to get involved further. I'll be moving on for good at the end of June on YouTube, and I think it will be the same for the situation. Now, Rye, for years, people have pledged dedication to their friendship with you, as they admired you and have often been on the receiving end of it. You let the ghosts of your past haunt you to the point you become afraid to do anything, or you become so afraid of something happening you act preemptively to try and prevent it. On the contrary, it never panned out in your favor. I get you made rules and regulations to create a system for people to follow, and although I just see rules as something unnatural, as it's just a set of morals innovated by the people of ancient times to maintain the balance of a rapidly growing civilization on the brink of modernization. It was done in order to create order and promote stability across those implemented in it. We didn't exist to follow rules like humanity and life, we just existed. And frankly, our existence is something science has yet to explain. But I'm not here to talk about science. But anyways, now I understand you wanted everyone to be respected, including the sensitive and yourself. Although suppressing people with a foreign sense of humor is just as bad as somebody who actually wanted to offend somebody. Now look, I'm not here to berate the sensitive. I don't like offending anybody either. However, people who are sensitive fail to recognize the purpose of the humor we take pride in. We laugh at what's bad to make something good out of it. It was the way to cope, and it's been around for hundreds of years. I believe in the ideas of postmodernism. And postmodernism does not take anything seriously, but rather plays with nonsense instead of trying to make sense of it all. Modernism tends to present a fragmented view of human subjectivity and its history, but presents that fragmentation as something purely tragic in the eyes of many. Something to be lamented and mourned as a loss. Postmodernism, in contrast, doesn't lament the idea of fragmentation and uncertainty, but rather celebrates it instead. Some of you might not understand. It's a form of philosophy I researched in my spare time. Don't laugh at me, I'm a sensitive boy. But anyways, in summary, it means we embrace what's bad instead of letting it affect us. That has been an idea completely foreign to the people who tried to suppress it. Now, you might be confused as to why I'm bringing this up. Well, so you understand the meaning it has for us, as in some cases, people still feel suppressed. It's not even just for their humor, it's simply for being themselves. Don't get me wrong, there are reasons, and not all of them I understand. But there are criteria involved that I do understand, though, and it can be considered, but only up to an extent. If you want your feelings to be met with respect and civility with the morality of it intact, you need to extend the same courtesy. Even though, Rai, you might not actually mean to hurt anybody, you do not because you intentionally want to be, but because you get so self-centered with your ideals, you become negligent to your own surroundings, which makes it seemingly hard for you to understand what you did or how it was even wrong to begin with. You phrase the people who don't agree with you or take a stance against you as backstabbers, and you present this idea in your own image that they are bad people. I won't say you always spread things around about people, since you did start to do it less. Now, I understand that when people do things like that, sometimes you feel antagonized and you feel the need to subconsciously warn the people. I get that. But you exaggerate it completely at the same time, though, making them out to be something they aren't. You interpret things out of convenience and just criticize out of dissatisfaction, nothing else. You might be thinking, what a hypocrite. Well, I'm not doing this video because I'm dissatisfied with you, and I'll elaborate more on that later. I'm not saying you don't care about anybody, but you were too focused on how you feel to pay any concern to the person you were inflicting pain to. You feel bad, but you still complain that you didn't know and that nobody tells me anything. Honestly, why would they want to tell you? You have a bad reputation when it comes to bad news. I mean, you take things out of context. You misinterpret things. You rant all the time about people or things, whether it be in someone's DMs, your community page, your status. I mean, you practically express how much you don't trust people, including your friends, because you are paranoid they will turn against you. Well, dude, that's kind of what you are asking for if you get paranoid. Putting stuff like that in your status practically puts your friends on edge, thinking, is he talking about me? Or did I do something wrong? Or even, here we go again. You just make a lot of stupid decisions. I spent so much time and effort trying to explain these concepts to you, so you wouldn't keep making these same mistakes. I was there for you and assisted even when you didn't even ask me to. It wasn't even just so everybody could be cool. I knew if I didn't get involved and try to fix it myself, things would get worse like they always do. You just don't communicate properly, like at all. You recognized that and said you would do better, yet you unfriended me without even telling me why. Just unfriended me like that because I was in contact with somebody who you had trouble with in the past and still in the present. Like, I did so much for you and you unfriended me like that. I did so much to help you and everybody involved in these situations, and to be thrown out like none of that mattered at all. It makes me wonder, was I only a contact out of convenience? Was he just using me to cope with his own situations? Whether we made plans to do something, he never followed through unless it was related to something serious. All because I defended Bennie, who is not a bad person like everyone makes her out to be. She tried to make things right so many times, and even when she was in the right, she still felt bad for what happened. So she wanted to make things right. Yet when she put so much effort into that, you talk shit about her behind her back. Like, I don't care if people talk shit about me behind my back, since it's usually not even personal, it's done for cathartic reasons. However, when someone is trying to make things right, say me for example, and then someone talks shit about me because of what? The past? What relevance does it hold? I personally wouldn't make a big deal because I get over stuff quickly. Technically, I'm over you unfriending me like that. I've been over it. I really don't care about it. I just brought that up to validate my argument here. I'm really doing this to bring justice and to get you to listen because I don't want things to get worse. So please keep watching and I'll explain soon. Anyways, back to Betty. You don't shit talk when someone's trying to do right by you. You just don't do that at all. It's like you're trying to make enemies. If you didn't want to be friends with her, okay, that's totally fine. Nobody can force that. It's your decision. But at least work things out with her so you're on good terms. Don't be an asshole. I honestly feel like an asshole because I initially believed her out to be somebody she isn't because of your influence. However, I chose to give her a chance 2 years ago and we got in contact on Twitter and Discord. Excuse me. Excuse me again. She's honestly really cool and actually really nice, but also fucking hilarious. Like, I don't mean like she's ridiculous. I mean she's actually a funny person. I understand that she was a controversial figure in the past and that she can be a bit strange at times, but then again, aren't we all strange? I also understand that she made some scary shit that was targeted to you in the past. And yeah, I get it, but still, come on. She did that because she had feelings that were extremely distorted because of what happened 2 years ago. I'd say even more. I'd say even more. So now, because of this current situation, and that's not her fault, it's still when I defended her in her comment section on a point that you yourself supported. I defended her because your fans were harassing her, which is wrong. Which again, I was defending her on a point that you yourself supported, and it's like, what? You didn't even want your fans to do that, and that's not me saying that. That's you on your 6-year stream. There could be more reasons behind why you unfriended me, and personally, I really don't care. I was the odd one out anyways, and the drama over the years has been really overwhelming for me. So it's impractical to be friends anyways. And after everything going on and the stuff I heard, I just don't think it's healthy. Yet still you unfriended me without saying anything. I know I said if you wanted to unfriend me, I would understand, and I do understand. It doesn't mean I'm not going to criticize you, and it doesn't mean the way you did it was proper either. I really felt used. I guess I understand now how King Excalibur feels. I've understood that for a long time actually. You said you would say thanks, and that was it. We never have contact unless it was convenient for you. Yet I always told myself, I'm not selfish, I'm not a sycophant. I don't do things in order to get rewarded for it. I do it because I like helping people. King Excalibur is also another person who was in my exact same position, getting involved in your problems to help you. Yet you also cut off contact with him because of who he was in contact with. Bennie. It's extremely ironic how it's literally the exact same thing that happened to me. Let me make this clear. We could talk to whoever the fuck we want, okay? Your problems with him shouldn't affect our friendship, and it shouldn't inhibit my attempts to be that person's friend either because of trust issues. It's honestly fucking ridiculous that all the time I should have to choose a side because of trust issues, and I'm not blaming anybody in particular. I'm blaming the circumstances as they are understandable, yet were instigated by you, Rye, and also AJ. Now, Aaron, if you are watching this, you can't just support Rye for every decision he makes. I'll also take a moment to criticize you because some of these situations were provoked even further and in some cases began because of you. I'm not blaming Rye completely. I don't know how much better you have gotten in regards to being civil and considerate. However, let me just point out, you literally only made things worse. You would be very unreasonable in the past. You wouldn't get over drama. Like seriously, I was sick of hearing about it in our DMs. If you were wondering why I never said this before, well, that would be selfish, wouldn't it, for me to say that to you? You would always raise your voice to people and not even consider their argument until after you calm down. That isn't civil and it's not considerate. You ask for enemies that way. Did you not learn this in English or health class? Because I did. Not even then, it's common sense not to do that. I'm not saying you're stupid. You certainly aren't, which is why I'm criticizing you and Rye. And Rye shouldn't have to take the blame for all of your independent actions. He's still guilty of a lot of things too, but you did have a hand in a lot of drama situations. You just aren't capable of handling things. You in particular got King to do videos targeting people who didn't like Rye, which is something I never agreed with, which is why I left you guys after I saw those DMs. Yeah, we work things out, but it's important to emphasize to you how this makes people like me and King feel. And funny thing is, you even said yourself that you didn't encourage him to do the videos. That's a lie. You did. But yeah, anyways. Yeah, now this is how people like me and King feel. To feel used by your friends. King did all of that stuff for you. Came to you and Rise 8 along with Marshall during the ETH Goes Boom drama situation. He was there to support you guys because he cared about you. You spoke highly of him too. So much so that OTB Game 73 or Owen thought about inviting him and Marshall to do a big Left 4 Dead 2 versus game with our friends on his channel before the drama 2 years ago went down. Yet the one time he needed your help, Rye, you spat in his face and you told him it wasn't your problem, which is really fucked up, dude. Way to give out the envelope of what it means to be ungrateful. Looking back, those were much simpler times. King and I talked and had a call, and honestly, he was one of the coolest people and most understanding people I had ever met. I was questioning so much how things could have escalated, and when he told me you guys broke your agreement to keep it private by telling it to people, as those people started ranting about King in public because of it, I was thunderstruck. He also told me AJ was yelling and, in a way, screaming in the call, which isn't civil at all. I also want to take a moment to apologize to you, King. Personally, I wish we met under different circumstances, and I'm sorry about pressing the matter of Rye to you. I'm sorry for being an ass at times because I misunderstood the depth of what Rye and AJ had done. And I'm also sorry for bringing this stuff up here. If you wanted it to be a secret, my bad. I just needed something to back my argument up that you aren't who you were made out to be. Anyways, King and Benny didn't make videos on YouTube because they wanted revenge. They didn't do it because they wanted to ruin your life. They didn't do it on a whim. They didn't do it because they wanted to instigate drama and get popular. And they didn't do it because they were jealous. When you guys shut them out, they had no way of speaking. And even now, they feel suppressed as the channel was terminated for criticizing Rye. Rye took advantage of YouTube's rules and regulations to stamp out a criticism, which is exactly what Futuristic Hub does. So they made videos targeted at you because you promote a representation of fallacy towards those two and many others. They made the videos because they want justice, the chance to speak, to protect their friends, and to get you to listen, apologize, and make things right, and move on from it. You almost always try to walk away from your problems. You can't just hope things will get better by themselves because they might never get better. Sometimes you have to be the one who takes the first step. Like, seriously, do you not understand after all this time? Don't you get it by now? Your reluctance to confront your problems is only enough to delay them for what basically amounts to a meaningless period of time. You can't walk away from your problems, right? They're gonna come back and haunt you. They're gonna come back. This isn't something you could just walk away from. Like when you hurt a certain amount of people, then it's gonna come back to get you one day. So it's better to make this right now before make this right, like right now, before it gets worse. So, anyways, back to what I was saying. There are a lot of people you have hurt, more than you know. They won't stop trying to target you until you take responsibility, apologize, and move on, and stop talking about it. There is more involved, and you'll find out soon enough, and not from me. This is the only video I'm making regarding this subject. I'm telling you this myself because you don't take them seriously because of their clowning and the memes they made of you. Seriously, their feelings are hurt. They want justice and retribution, and they are tired of you getting away with it because of your popularity and because you prioritize yourself in situations like these. You will probably still get clowned on, but at least they will stop targeting you. If you really don't want some kind of drama scandal or drama war, then you need to do what I suggested, which is to take responsibility, apologize, and move on from it and never talk about it again. Do it in detail. Don't keep it secret because you'll look worse. Say the names of people you wronged in detail too. They don't deserve the harassment from your fans. Instead, whining and crying because your privacy was leaked, you should have explained yourself. I mean, you dating a minor who was a fan is going to look bad. I even told you this myself. I was very wary of this relationship. You should have explained yourself and said, it's age of consent where she is from. I swear I intend for it to stay platonic, but complaining about your privacy will just suggest you do bad things in private, which is why you don't want people to find out. You also make the worst apologies ever, Rye. Even though you said sorry, you still complain about the people you were saying sorry to. That isn't a real apology. It shows you don't feel bad about it. You are sorry because it happened, not because you feel bad. I even told you this, and this was the idea for you to begin with, yet you just kept doing the same thing you always do. You don't consider why people come after you. Instead, you rant and cry about your situation. I'm not trying to sound like an asshole. I'm trying to get you to understand. Make things right with the people you have wronged. They deserve justice, and the situation will get much better, I promise. They don't want to ruin your life, and they will forgive you if you make this right. And they will stop, but only if you listen and commit to making things right. You could debate if me making this video actually helps or not, but I only made this video because I needed to make up for my mistakes in the matter. To anybody who has been a victim of the drama, I am sincerely sorry. And if I participated in things that resulted in your anguish, I humbly ask that you please forgive me. I never wanted to do wrong by anybody, and if I did, I'm sorry. What I'm doing right now might be wrong, I'm not entirely sure, but I had to make things right my own way in order to tie up loose ends before I leave it all for good. For those who are friends or fans of Rye, please know that I don't want to turn you against him. I really don't, as that will just break him further and blur his comprehension of reality and awareness even further, and I don't want him to suffer either. So if you feel the need to unfriend me, hate me, criticize me, feel free. I may or may not deserve it. I can't be sure. I'm just saying, like, people will support Rye out of bias, but you shouldn't do that. You can't just support him for everything he does. Like, I'm sorry, and I'm sorry, Rye. Like, I'm not. Don't think me ungrateful for our friendship in the past. And I'm also trying to warn you out of respect for our old friendship, because I don't want you to have to go down a really very hard route. So if you just listen and hear the message and make it right, you can move on. Like, please, just listen for once, okay? All right, like, please, like, I would beg if I could. But anyways, yeah, you guys can't just support him for everything. Like, you need to encourage him to do this. But if you just support him, like, it'll just encourage him to continue in the path he's going on now. He won't try to make things right because he'll think he's got a lot of support. He'll, like, if people back him up, he's gonna think he's in the right, and he's not. Like, he's in the wrong, and he's done some bad things, and he needs to make up for it. So please don't support him. Don't encourage him to keep going. Okay? Like, encourage him to make this right, please. Like, this will get a lot worse if you don't. Okay? So please just listen to me and make this right. Okay? Help him make this right. Thank you. But anyways, yeah, the drama over the last few years caused a division, and a division that will scale down representation in order for us to comprehend its unfathomable scale. I guess another reason I made this video is because I wanted to bring justice to good people like Bennie and King Excalibur. They made videos and fought for those who were wrong, despite knowing they'd be ostracized by a YouTuber who has a large fan base, which is ironically diminished because he won't stop talking about drama on his community page, which isn't family friendly, nor is it something people want to see. No offense at all, but it's technically true. Anyways, I was inspired and I felt captivated to do the same thing. I shouldn't be a pussy. I should stand up for people. They deserve positive recognition, not the other way around. And if I have the power to make that happen, I'll use that power appropriately. I know people might hate me or come at me or just might not want anything to do with me after making a video like this, but I'll take it. And again, I really am sorry to everyone. And I am sorry to have to make this video right, but you need to hear people and you need to make this right. But yeah, people endure hardship in order to create something meaningful. Walking away right now wasn't an option for me, and it shouldn't be an option for Rye. Thank you all for watching. My Discord is in the description if you have questions, but just so you know, if you add me just to give me shit for doing this, expect me to block you. Sorry, but I'm not interested in self-invoked opinions on my desire to make things right my way. Also, Rye, please don't contact me again. If you do what I suggested, I'll forgive you, but we shouldn't be friends for practical reasons. It's just not healthy. I am sorry about, like, everything, but yeah, I think it is better we just move on after this point, and I'm most definitely moving on after June ends. Like from the drama, like everything from you, like, for good, because it's just not healthy for me. And I also still hope everyone understands my when I take my leave of absence permanently from the channel at the end of the month, and I am going to stream this weekend, so look forward to that. So, yeah, anyways, I wish everyone well, and I'm sorry for making a drama kind of commentary video. It's the only one I'm going to make. But yeah, if you guys have questions, you can ask me. You can ask me in my Discord, which again is in the link in the description, and you can ask me on when I stream this weekend. You don't have to worry about this video being up forever. Like I said, I'm leaving and deleting the channel at the end of the month. Then I'm moving on for good. I do not condone going after people, so don't go after Rai or anyone I mentioned in this video. I simply request you spread the message around so he understands what's at stake here. That's all. And one more thing, I want to credit Bennie for making this thumbnail. So please go and subscribe to her channel for making this. Like, I know it's not much, but like mine wasn't much better, and she wanted to help me with it. So thank you, Bennie. I appreciate it. And thank you everybody for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Sorry you have to get mixed up in this. Have a good day, everyone. Goodbye.